this lady, I come across this one lady on my TikTok timeline who pretty much said, I don't know any woman who is in a long-term relationship with a man is suffering mentally. I don't know one woman that is in a long-term relationship with a man, living with a man, that isn't mentally ill. Their brain is hurting. Like, do you understand what you have to do to yourself to live with a man? You know, and I just was like, yes. Like, I can literally picture myself being different, being with y'all compared to being with him, or being with Janelle compared to being with him. And I have fun with him, but it's not like being with the girls, you know, it's not like being with the women. And I just thought about how that never was the reality for me. Like, I for so long, the safest place I was thinking of how different that is for me in my life, in my relationship with Odell, because for so long, he was the safest place for me, even though he wasn't safe in that church and, you know, steeped in misogyny and patriarchy and that religious cult. I'm learning now he really wasn't that safe, right? I've never felt like I would rather be with the women than Odell. I've never felt that. And then it just kind of hit me. And it was like, because the female relationships weren't safe in that church. Those women destroyed what we were supposed to be for each other as well. They fucked us up and turned us into competitive, catty bitches who were always looking for a reason to devour each other. Kind of like what you were talking about with Wicked, and how, like, that part at the end where Elphaba didn't do what she was supposed to do, and Galinda is standing there waiting to be the next one to get the approval of the women's ministry leader, which is what the Asian professor represents. It's like, disappointing. Next. And we all knew that was the environment we were in, right? We all knew that we were in this type of environment where someone was watching us to see who was the best, who would be the next crowned princess. And so and that's what we all wanted to be, because we were brainwashed, and that means we have a closer relationship with God. And we wanted nothing more than the approval of people like the Asian professor. We wanted nothing but to be liked by her, to be picked by her, to be the one who gets to spend time with her. And so that put us at odds with each other. And there was always this underlying competitiveness or insecurity around each other. This constant insecurity around each other. Like, what do they really think about me? And we just would all show up, smile, but be filled with anxiety because we weren't allowed to be ourselves. We were not safe. The one place where we're supposed to be the safest is with other women. And being a part of that cult, it was the most destructive, horrifying, unbelievably horrendous and homicidal environment you could be in. We were just ripping each other to shreds. We were meant to keep an eye on each other and police one another and criticize each other's womanhood fucking constantly. That's what we were really supposed to do. Even when you did find that one person who, you know, you felt safe with, even that was made to be weird because you almost had to hide it, right? You couldn't really let people know. And that just goes to show how fucking twisted that cult is. When you really did find someone who allowed you to be you, that was called a sin buddy. That's what the sin buddies were, right? That wasn't what was considered a real true friend. And you might actually, somebody might actually come for your relationship. They might actually come for your friendship and try to get y'all to separate. You had to be even cautious with that safe friend because you didn't know. That's why I never wanted to hang out with the women. The women were the worst. The women in my life were the worst, except for my coworkers. And it's not that they were the worst. We were in a cult, so you have a fucked up mind. So this is why it's my first time feeling like, oh my gosh, I want to hang with the women friendships. I love them. They are a haven. They are amazing. I didn't feel that way before because they couldn't be in that type of environment. They couldn't be. And it was just so crazy. You go to all the women lessons and they always say, it's so great to be with the women. No, the fuck it wasn't. That's when my anxiety was on 6,000. It was at the highest point possible. It was maxed out. Was when I was with the women. It was not good. It was, oh my God, here I go. Let me come in here and smile. Let me come in here and pretend to be happy. Let me not get criticized. Let me be gentle. And it was awful. It was awful. And I think that's why you ended up in so many conversations with your closest friends who eventually will sit you down and have meetings with you about how they don't like you, was because you probably, as a Cancer, in certain relationships begin to feel safe. And what you did was you just let your fucking hair down. That's what you did. You just let your guard down with them. I never did that because I knew I couldn't, right? But you let your hair down, you let your guard down because you're a girl's girl. And then it turned around and bit you in the butt. That would have happened. That happened to everybody who let their hair down. Everybody who got too relaxed. That's what it was. We were meant to eat each other up like that. Eat each other asses up. I just had to talk about that because it was just this huge epiphany that hit me. This whole thing about people wanting to hang with their girlfriends and just be hanging with their girls, and I didn't know what that was like. Now I did know what it was like before church. That's what me and Janelle were. That's what we were all the time. All the time. But the church got, I had to get rid of that because of the church. Majority of my life I didn't have these type of relationships that I'm supposed to have with other women. That place is so sick. I know you know that, obviously, but it was just something else that hit me. Like, this is a new thing. Like, now when I think about hanging out with my female friends, it is a completely different emotion, Nikita. I just wasn't aware of it. It's a completely different emotion. Like, it feels more like, my friends. Like, it's a safe place to go. It's a comforting place to go after a long day or whatever. It's like, great. We can hang out. When before it was like bracing myself. It's bracing myself. Like, I gotta get together with my friends today. Yeah, this is great. Just realizing that was my life for so long. That this is new. Those people need to all go to jail. Anyway, it's like, and we know that that's how we all felt. But we walked around saying stuff like, this is so great. These are our real friends. Isn't it so amazing? The women, I love you ladies. So Nobody fucking loved anybody. That was not love. It was pure evil. Okay, I'm gonna stop ranting. That's it. Alright, I think I'm gonna just stop by, what do you call that place? Taste Unlimited on the way home. I keep forgetting there's a Taste right down the street. They have yummy things. But anyway, okay, now I am just rambling. Alright, bye-bye.